Y'all, let's talk about this. It appears that on November 5th, 2025, that Tasha K did an interview with Keke, the woman in the wedding dress, and child, it seems like the internet may have turned on Keke. It's a split decision. People are weighing in. I have placed a poll in the comment section for y'all to take. We will be reviewing the results while we talk about this. But y'all, I never think that I would be on Tasha K's side. Or I never think that Tasha K could be so cruel. It's one or the other. I'll let you know at the end of this review what I think. But let's talk about it, shall we? Oh, yes, we shall. A sweet old auntie. Thank you, subscribers, and my nieces and nephews, and all of y'all who have been here through the long haul. Shall we get into it? Oh, yes, we shall. It's time for Auntie's advice. Sweet old. It's time for Auntie's advice. Oh, yeah. It's time for Auntie's advice. Well, hi, everybody. Welcome back. And this is Auntie. If this is your first time being here and you like the content that you're about to hear, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. But most of all, let your views be heard downtown in the comment section. I want to highlight and say hello to the members. Hello there, Yazelle. Hi, sweetie. How are you doing? Hey, JW1063. Welcome, sweetie. Hey there, Janella Marie 88. Hey, boo boo. Y'all, let's talk about it. Hey, G Debo 03. Hi, sweetie. So I see that some of you all are already asking, Auntie, who is Keke? Let me see if I can. Wait a minute, let me get a little sip. Let me see if I can bring up Keke. Hold on for 1 second, just to try to get you to understand who this woman is. Okay, so hold on for a second. I need to go down to the TikTok. Hold on. Now, y'all know I'm going to have to mute it, right? Because TikTok, they do what? They play music. And YouTube does what? YouTube don't allow music. So let me see if I can find Keke Jones to refresh some of you all's memory about who she is. Let me see. I don't want to post anything new from her. So let me see. Yep, she got music on. God dang it. So let me just show y'all this real quick. Okay, let me go back. And I'm going to show it muted. Keke Jones is the TikToker. Well, she said that this was done on Facebook, allegedly. But she is a young woman who went downtown to social media in a wedding dress, saying that her husband did not want her. Okay. Now let me see if I can find a wedding dress
video so that y'all can really understand. Let's say Keke Jones in wedding dress. Let's see if we can find her in the wedding dress. Okay, so this is her at her wedding. Hold on, let me bring this up. This is her. Someone doing a commentating on it. This is her on her wedding day. This is her saying that she had DV happen to her, okay, with the husband, okay. She was in a wedding dress, which is what made her video go viral. So let me see if I can find her in the wedding. This is her in the wedding dress. This is her husband. Tripping. Okay. Now, she showed a video. She came out on social media, right? And showed a video of her in her wedding dress. The thing was so ill-fitting. But anyway, she came out and showed a video of herself crying, hooping and hollering about her man did not want her anymore after they had got married. She was on a cruise ship with him, and she was trying to talk to him and singing and being extra, extra and all that kind of stuff, right? With her husband, who was paying her no attention whatsoever. Allegedly, this is what we were led to believe. But how many of you all know on social media, everything you see ain't what it is? Okay? So Keke came out. She went from probably, let's say she had maybe 3,000 subscribers. Let's just go somewhere there. She is now up to 1.3 million subscribers downtown on TikTok as a result of her sharing her life, her story, her way. People have gravitated to Keke Jones because she is the woman who was in this relationship with this man who did not want her. Now, just like that red bow that's sitting behind me, there were so many red flags. And I mean, I'm talking about glaring, big, huge red flags that this girl ignored because she went mega viral, as Tasha K said. Mega viral. Tasha K's, who is a YouTuber, of course, you all know she has her own platform also. Fans or subscribers demanded that she get an interview with her. So Tasha K on her hold on, let me make sure I know where it is. Tasha K, what is the name of her? Tasha K did this on her app. Oh, on her Unwind with Tasha K channel. So she did it downtown on the thing. They did a full sit down, which also appears to have been hosted on Tasha K Live. Okay, and the interview was done on November the 5th, I believe. I just saw it on downtown on the YouTube. Now, this interview has the internet split down the middle. Some people say they finally understand Keke, while others say this interview changed nothing about how they felt about her. Today, we're breaking down what was said, what wasn't, and why this conversation with Tasha K has people arguing in the comment sections. Now, this review and commentary is not allegations, not accusations. It's just what was said and how the public is reacting. So, Keke Jones again sat down with Tasha after going viral for a very emotional moment that spread across social media. The internet did what it always does, it picks sides. So what we're going to get out of this video, what we're going to be discussing in this video is why Keke did the interview. She wanted to tell her side in her own words. The interview framed her as hurt, blindsided, and overwhelmed, and she repeatedly emphasized what she claimed she did not know at the time. From the start, Keke made it clear this interview wasn't about dragging anyone, but it was about explaining how she ended up there. So basically, the core of her story is one of the most talked about moments is when Keke explains how the relationship began and when she says she realized something wasn't adding up. But here's the thing that I want you all to know off the brickety break. When you are a grown woman, a grown woman, you can read through bullshit. Your BS radar is all the way up here, and your tolerance level is down here somewhere. You can't even, and I mean, I'm talking about, you know, when somebody is blowing smoke up your butt, making excuses, and not being completely honest with yourself, to thine own self be true, is one of the mottos that I live by. I can be fake and phony with anybody but myself. I ain't got that to do. I just ain't got it to do. I ain't got it to do. I asked and started a poll 13 minutes ago. Whose side are you on? 88% of y'all are saying Tasha K, while 12% are saying Keke. We will end the poll at the end to see whether or not at the end y'all change your mind. I ain't got my cell phone, so I can God dang it. I don't have my cell phone, so I can take a picture of where we are today, but we'll mark it somewhere here. Okay. This was the interview that I have been waiting on. Now, as you all know, I had mentioned to you all that I was going to cover the Keke thing. But as I begin to continue to watch her downtown to the TikTok, I had reservations about it because I was like, some stuff ain't right. Something just ain't right. And I left it alone. But this one right here caused me to come up out the closet, boo, downtown late at night. We probably gonna be here for an hour. This is a long video, maybe a long video. It depends. But let me know downtown in the comment section what you think, right? This is your opportunity to have your say, to talk your talk, to speak your speech, and to talk your okay down here in this comment section. Please be respectful. Please and thank you. So, Tasha K was sniffing out, in my opinion, from day A, the bullshit. That's not to say that Keke was lying. That's just to say that she was very curious and had allegedly, in my opinion, did a little bit of homework on girlfriend. Now, Tasha K asked her about when and how she met him. She asked her, let's talk about you and your husband because I think this is kind of, hold on, because I'm reading from the transcript, some of the transcript. Because I think some of this kind of blew everything up. How did you meet him? She said she met him in 2023 when she was selling plates downtown to her house. So Tasha said, okay, what kind of place was you selling? She was like, I was selling fish and cornbread and all this. And then you got a soda at the end. Girl, where was the veggies? But anyway, I digress. She said he came in there, brought a plate. He was nice. And he found out that she was moving. How he found out, she told him. She said that he told her, okay, I'll help you move and all of that. So, she said he helped her move. And she said they was laughing and giggling and just doing what they do with the woo whoop and the boo boo boo. She said then he asked her out for their first date. She said, which was like 2 weeks later. She said she agreed to go on a date with him, and he was so nice. And it hit it off. So Tasha was like, okay. She said it's only been they had known each other 3 months or whatever in 2023, 2.5 years. Okay. She said so Tasha asked her, when did you decide to get seriously and ultimately turn into marriage? She said since the first date. She said we were stuck together like glue. She said they didn't move in together, but I was at his house or he was at my house and we were dating. And then we, of course, had a little incident where we broke up for 2 weeks. Then we got back together and then we broke up again for 60 days. And she said, Tasha, I'm sure you heard about that. Tasha was like, don't assume that I heard about nothing. Tell me. She said, I ain't hear about none of this. I'm here because my people told like y'all do me. Like y'all do me. My people told me that they wanted me to talk about this. She said, so why y'all break up for the 2 weeks? She said, because he told me he didn't want me. You ain't got but one time to tell me you don't want me. You ain't got but one time to tell me you don't want me. Hey, Emma. One time. Now, mind you, this girl got kids. And I believe she has two little girls. I never believed that the kids lived with her because I think she got like a little mental thing going on. And I think, some situations and some circumstances that she's gone through in her life, I ain't never believed that the kids live there. I digress. Maybe I'm wrong. Y'all let me know downtown in the comment section because half the time y'all know better than I do. But anyway, let's continue. So she'd have met this man cooking fried fish dinners, fried chicken dinners. She let this mofo that she don't know from a bucket of paint move her from one place to another place. They laughing and kikiing. They done been together, broke up, been together, broke up. They broke up. He told her that he didn't want her anymore. And she says that the reason why he told her that he didn't want her anymore was because she found out that he was dating somebody else. You sitting on Tasha K live. And this is the story you want to tell and stick to. Okay. So evidently, in my opinion, Keke didn't do her homework on Tasha. That's just like somebody coming over here sitting with me on the split screen and they sitting up there telling me a story, and all I'm doing is taking kibbles and bits, a little teeny bit of this and a little teeny bit of that, and then I'm formulating questions in my mind that's going to sit downtown to the back of my head. And as soon as I get an opportunity to challenge you, or not challenge you, but to ask for clarification, that's what it is, Auntie, is clarification. I'm going to ask for clarification. Hey, G Debo, did I say hi to all my members? It's certain people you ain't gonna be able to go out there and just say anything to. Now I know that there's been some controversy with Tasha K. That ain't got nothing to do with this interview, okay? So take all of that she's done in the past or whatever. I know of Tasha K, like who doesn't, but I don't follow her like that, right? Because she does something a little different than what I do, right? So, but I respect her in the game. I respect anybody that can get to 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Okay? Whatever Tasha K did in the past, it don't make no difference. This is the interview that she was doing that caught my attention and got me, Auntie's advice, over here talking about it. Okay. She said, I guess he was tired of me, but it turned out actually he had a girlfriend for those 2 weeks. That was the truth. I was thinking. She said it was me. I used to be blaming myself and just sad about it. But it turned out he had a girlfriend, came back when he realized I guess he wasn't going to she wasn't doing the things that I was doing. What things? And she said, and of course I let him come back. Now, one of the things, and why Keke, these are my opinions. One of the things that Keke keeps continuously saying throughout this interview, there was a theme. It was a theme. A lot of women go through this. Every woman goes through this. I didn't want to come out and tell my story because people were going to judge me, but all women go through this. Every woman goes through this. That is where Keke, that's her hook, line, and sinker. To make you think, these are my opinions, that you can relate to this because you went through it or you know somebody that went through it. That is why I believe that Keke has gotten to 1 million subscribers and women can't see past her, because what is the best way of getting someone to agree with you or to be with you? To make it relatable. All through this interview, if I wasn't driving and listening, I would have wrote down how many times she said it. All women go through this. A lot of women go through this. You wouldn't believe how many women go through this. But honey, what you did not say is you wouldn't believe how many women don't go through this. She is trying to relate to you, to women, to other women, to make you agree or feel some type of camaraderie with her. No, that all women don't agree with that. All women haven't gone through that. So you are appealing to those women who feel victimized by some man because of your poor decisions. That may have made somebody mad. but it's the truth. All through this interview, that's what she's saying. I'm relatable. You can relate. You know somebody. All women been through this. That's why women don't want to speak out, because they're going to get judged. You goddamn. See, I'm trying to. Let me drink. Let me drink. I want to say that all women don't go through this. Keke, they don't. The first time they see a mofo like this and they see a red flag, they out. When you have self-love and self-respect for yourself, you don't go through what Keke went through with this man. When you realize and you're open to wisdom, you don't go through this. And I simply ain't gonna sit. And then it's just me, maybe because I'm old. You see my gray hair, maybe because I'm old. But I ain't gonna sit with my girlfriends or girlfriend and trauma bond on some bullshit like this. I'm the girl that's sitting at the table with her legs crossed, drink in her hand. And I'm giving you the biznai because I would want you to give me the biznai. Be honest with me. Women have to learn how to be tactfully honest. Because what you're not going to do is have me on a phone call, in a restaurant, in a park, in the dark, talking to you about some bull that you know is wrong. I'm going to be telling you, boo, have you taken anything this morning? Have you taken your pills this morning? Because in my opinion, this mental illness, the stuff that she says this man did to her, the mental games and gymnastics that she had to go through to be with this man. And every time Tasha asks her a question, all women been through this. If you don't talk for me, you don't speak for me, because I'm included in all. But this is a great tactic in order to build your platform, is to sit up there and talk about trauma instead of talking about healing. Like I said, I don't watch Tasha K, but she gave her the business. She made her take responsibility and ownership for her at the end of this. Her and her publicist. Now, why does she need a publicist when she said the reason why she got out there was just to tell her story? And now all of a sudden we writing books? I wish I would. I don't give her even give her a click and a view on TikTok. Or no, or any other social media platform she finds herself on. I can't do it because she's ignorant to me. Anyway, I digress. Let me stay focused. So she says he came back to me when he realized that she wasn't doing what I do. And she said, and I took him back, of course. And I let him come back. I was in love. So Tasha says, so you played second best. She said, how far in a relationship did this happen? 6 months. You don't even know the month. You still waiting for all the background clearances to come. At 6 months, you still doing background checks. You waiting on some of it to come in. He would have never even made it to 6 months. Because as soon as he would have told me, a woman who loves herself, that he don't like me and he don't bunk with me like that, I'm out. Why be in a relationship with somebody who don't like me? Because the rest of this relationship, I'm always going to be judging myself. I'm always going to be in war with myself. Women, we have what they call a sixth sense. We're not stupid. Why am I hollering? Why am I hollering? Me cross my legs and act like I'm in a business meeting so I can stop screaming. Because you blowing smoke up your own butt. Because you would rather be with anything than to be with someone who cares about you. Because, like Tasha said, you don't love yourself. Who sabotages their own life and then bring someone in there who don't like you and expect them to love your kids? I wait. I wait. Because if I don't care nothing about myself, at least I care about my kids and the environment and the people that I bring around them. Which is why I don't believe that this girl has custody of her kids. But anyway, we gonna go on. She said it was in 6 months. He met somebody else, tried to see how that worked, and it didn't work. And he came back to you, is what Tasha K asked her. And she said, and what did you tell him? What did he tell you? She said he just needed some space. He needed some space. She said they had booked a cruise together. She went on this mountain cruise. He was supposed to go. They went half and half on a thing, right? He didn't show up. She said she downtown to the cruise and he blowing her up. And she got back with him. The mama and everybody else in this man's family line told her that this man did not like her or love her. And she continued to think that she would beat the odds. Let me tell you something that I have found out in my years of living. If a man loves you, ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep him off your ass. Trust me on that. This woman sat there and thought being present, being with him, tolerating him was going to make this man love her. When he showed her 6 months in the relationship that he needed space, boo, you got all the space and opportunity you want because I ain't got this to do. But no, Keke wants to give this story to other people. Tasha asked her about the man cheating. Keke says that she never said the man cheating. Tasha said he was cheating when you met him, Keke, because this mother was married. When he was coming and getting fish dinners downtown to her house, when he was moving her, he was married. Now I know that there are some women and some men who go into relationships with people who are married and separated. I ain't got that to do. You need to be divorced. Period. That's on period. But no, not Keke. Keke said that she wasn't a mistress because a mistress is a woman that's hidden. She had a conversation with the wife. She says that the wife ended up was in another relationship and was pregnant with somebody else's baby. Okay, and what that got to do with you? What does that have to do with you? What that woman got going on ain't got nothing to do with my principles, the things that my non-negotiables. So Keke don't have no non-negotiables. Everything is negotiable with Keke. Everything. You have to have, men or women, non-negotiable, certain things that are just your standard that you are not going to negotiate on. Period. And if you don't have that, you'll fall for anything. Who goes on a job interview or into any type of contractual agreement or disagreement with no negotiables? They tell you this house is $450,000. Okay, I'll buy that for 50. You mean to tell me that you don't have a wherewithal to say, you know what? Well, let's do a contingency. Let's see, what we can do and start knocking that down. I'm not gonna buy it as is. The only place you buy stuff as is when you in a department store or something like that. But even you know what? Don't go there, Auntie, because that's gonna be above some people's heads and they just not gonna understand it, and maybe it just ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Thank you for all of the 515 people who are out here. Y'all, please make sure that y'all hit the like button if you like what's going on, and if you don't, hit the dislike. Okay, just give me some engagement. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. You gotta have negotiables. You need to have standards. And they don't have to be standards that your girlfriend have. They don't have to be the standard that your mama recommends, your auntie, your grandmother. It don't have to be that, but you got to have some. Keke in this interview let me know she had no negotiables. Anything went. And you want to tell a grown woman that? Because you can say what you want to say. Tasha K is a whole grown woman. She said that the man came to her house. Why are you opening the door? Okay, so at this point, we having an issue. She said she didn't want the man. He kept coming to her door. He came to her with divorce papers. She said she told him, you ain't divorced. That don't prove you divorced. He came back. She said, that don't mean you divorced. And of course, she said he kept trying. He kept trying. He kept trying. 60 days later, he was officially divorced. And I did. I took him back like a fool. I mean, I think that's why I was even encouraged not to come online, because a lot of us women, verbatim, a lot of us women do that. We take men back. No, Keke. A lot of us don't do that. Y'all, I'm telling you, this is her hook, line, and sinker, because she makes you think we the same people. I think that women who are not like Keke are the ones that get judged. I think that the women who can stand up and say, I'm not tolerating that, are the ones who get judged. The ones who get criticized for not being with anybody. The ones who get criticized for being a certain age and not having had ever been married or had any kids. I think those are the women who get criticized, not the ones like Keke. Because according to Keke, they a dime a dozen. Everybody doing it. Us women. Us women who? It's not the norm. It's not the norm that women allow somebody to cheat on them like that. and come back to their house. It's not the norm that every day he come and get a fish dinner, and now we inseparable. That's not the norm, in my opinion. Not around my friend group. It's just not the norm. But anyway, I digress. Let me keep going because we're gonna be here for a minute. She says, because a lot of us women do that, we take men back. Nobody's perfect. But sometimes we just got to learn to stop taking them back. I try not to regret what I did, but I wish that I never would have took him back the first time, let alone a second time. So Tasha goes in with the moon. I appreciate your vulnerability and honesty. I ain't gonna lie. That was a gut punch to me because I'm just like married. Yeah, she said, how long was he married to his ex-wife? 5 years. She said, but they was together for 13. And you thought that this man had the capability of being faithful to you. Girl, stop. This is 18 years. She said, the woman that got rid of him, got another man, was pregnant, and because she had a baby on him, she felt sorry for him and stayed with him. Girl, which one is it? It can't be both. Which one is it? She said, I felt bad. Keke said, I felt bad. So, she like had a justification for going to what was her, that was her reason. But to me, I feel like once you get married, you should cut all that out. But when she admitted what she did, I started feeling bad for him. I did. Um, so Tasha was like, so when did you guys get married? She said, we got married in March. She said, what day? She said, March. Girl, she was confused about the day. I try not to think about that. Keke is quick on her feet, but she ain't quick enough. She quick on her feet, but she ain't quick enough. She said she got married on March the 23rd. She said, well, how long was all this going on? Keke said that this was going on, that they planned their wedding for like 8 months. So, he proposed to her on her birthday. Girl, don't nobody care. She talked about how the mama straight told her he don't love you. He just don't. He don't love you. That wasn't enough. The family told her he don't bunk with you like that. That wasn't enough. The mofo out there cheating. That wasn't enough. And you saying that all women and every woman, and this is what we do, and this is what you want to buy and sell on your stand? No, no, no. It is so disrespectful to women for her to even put us all in the same category. Don't put me in the same category with you or any of my friends. Like I talked to some of my friends about, and they was like, "What the girl? Get out of my face! I know you love." I said, I can't make this up." And you out there on TikTok flipping and flopping One minute you back with him, the next minute you not. You lied and came out there and said that it was a fake GoFundMe out there for her, and then all of a sudden she comes out after she get busted. Every time she get busted, she come out there with the tears and the crying and all of this. This girl is saying she got some type of disease. She ain't supposed to be drinking. She said she drink a little bit. Girl, I have seen her mix a whole cocktail like she was doing a cabaret, though. She was a bartender downtown at the cabaret or in a club or on a cruise ship. That's where a lot of people drink. She was mixing drinks in pictures. And she has this disease and talking about something, well, I have, a doctor, I get, y'all, okay, let me drink. Let me drink my coffee. I'm drinking regular French roast coffee, and I am having it with peppermint mocha for the holidays. It's so delicious. French roast is the best roast. I'm trying to tell you with the holiday seasons, your eggnog or whatever. Get you a good French roast. Okay? And no, coffee don't keep me up. But if I was drinking tea, I'd be up all night. Okay. This girl made every excuse in the world and every justification as to why she stayed with this man through cheating and everything else. She had talked about an incident with Tasha K about a DV situation. When Tasha began to ask her about it, all of a sudden she couldn't talk about it. And Tasha made the same point that I did in my mind and said, why are you covering? There's something wrong with it. She said, well, no, things are still going on. No, ain't nothing going on, boo. I think you lied. Now, there are allegations downtown to the TikTok that he has been with her, that he's been staying at the apartment. I even saw him on TikTok, right? Because you be going down a rabbit hole, having a sit down session with a bunch of TikTokers where he said those pajamas that she had on, I was with her. Honey, they showed pictures of her downtown with the man after all this. She done got a GoFundMe going on, lying saying it wasn't a GoFundMe, then had to come out after she got exposed that she did have a GoFundMe. Then she's sitting out there, people that got mad at her because they done seen, okay, what they believe to be holes in her story and just straight out lies, and have been asking her for her their GoFundMe money back. That's why I don't give to GoFundMes. And I certainly ain't giving to no GoFundMe because she was twirling around in a wedding dress. What you say, Angel Baby? Hey, baby, welcome. And she was down in that bottle like, okay. I'm sorry, y'all don't mean to laugh. But Angel Baby, right. And she on meds. She talked about an incident that happened with her when she was a child. And it's an unfortunate incident that, someone took advantage of her when she was a child. She said she told her mother and her mother didn't believe her. But this is the same mother that's taking care of her kids. She said she left home and ended up going to live with somebody else. And that's when the stuff started happening. She said she left her mama house. Now she won't say why. Okay, she ain't clear on why she left her mama house, but she left her mama house. And Tasha told her probably because you didn't want to listen to what your mama had to say. So you thought the grass was greener on the other side. You moved down to somebody, house. I can't remember who she said, whether she said it was an auntie or whatever. Y'all let me know down in the comment section. I know y'all know. But she's still leaning on that same mama that wasn't good enough to take care of her, but she good enough to take care of her kids. How that? After all of this stuff went on downtown with her and the guy in a relationship, she decides that she's going to turn her own kids over to CPS to go and live with the mama. Something ain't right. Because if I'm a mama and I'm a good mama, despite my relationships, I ain't turning my kids over. But I don't believe she ever had the kids. I think they was visitors. That's my opinion. Don't get mad at me. You tell me what yours is. But the first thing about it is I ain't gonna move no man up in my house with my kids. After what she been through, I sat there and went down a rabbit hole. And all she do is shake her big, fat, wide. Now y'all know, y'all have ever seen me. I got a butt on me, baby. But honey, my butt ain't nothing like that butt she got up on hers. And that's all she doing is going on vacations, drinking and shaking it. The thing about a lie is you got to remember that because others will. And eventually, Tasha got tired of her. Oh, yes, she did now. She got good and tired of her. She has some woman on there as a publicist, Miss Maria, I think. She's writing a book, but she ain't even healed. She's still out there on TikTok and whatever other platform that she can be on to monetize, still being a victim. Tasha told her, you didn't even take responsibility for your the publicist comes on there and tell Tasha that did you ask her the right questions? She couldn't have been more clear. She could not have been more clear with this young lady. Everything was somebody else's fault. Everything. And you gonna write a book for what? Did we say that at the same time? Tasha tried to hold herself together to the point where, but here's the thing. Was Tasha harsh on her? Yes. hmm She was dragging her for filth at one point. hmm But sometimes that's what you need is tough love. Because Keke said that she did not believe or say that that man was a cheater when she was cheating on him with him. He stepped out on the relationship. She shows on the cruise that he don't want her. He said in a TikTok, he said that she told him she needed him to act uninterested in her while she filmed. Every part of Kiki's life is on film. It's live on Facebook. It's live on TikTok. And he got sick of all of that. Nobody wants a camera and to be faking and having somebody putting a big wide load on the back of them every video. No, nobody wants that. But Keke wanted to do this for monetization. And then her and the publicist got mad at Tasha K because Tasha K said, you monetizing your pain. How does this help women? Because she doesn't have a solution for how to get out of this. She has no solution. She just want to get paid for the pain. She said that she was not monetized on these daggone platforms when you can go on Social Blade and look and see she's been monetized for a minute. Social Blade will show you where people are monetized at. There was a part of me that felt sorry for her. She's gone. She is gone. That girl, she doesn't exist anymore. Mm-mm. She don't exist. Because this interview gave me everything that I needed and everything that I thought about her. Let me share this with y'all. She said, Tasha said, you guys was dancing. He was dancing behind y'all. Y'all seemed great. She said, the family was there. She said, yeah, we seemed happy. My family was happy, but no one showed up from his. His mom told them not to show up because she had plans to come to the wedding and tear down, which she did. She had on all black and her daughter. Only a few of his family showed up. And she said, and she was making noise at the reception and she tried to reject, but her sister made her daughter sit down. And then they got into a big argument and altercation at the motherfucking reception. She said that he was dating another girl for 7 months. She told me that what the girl they were dating. Tasha said, what girl? She said, the girl that I caught him talking to on his phone when we were on the last cruise. She had the audacity to tell Tasha K 23 minutes into the interview that there was so many girls she couldn't count them. And you want to write a book to say what? What the do you want to say to me or anybody I know in a book? I'm sorry, what? I guess this ain't a self-help book. I'm looking at the votes. It is 741 people out here with only 44 votes. Can we get more people to vote? Right now, I asked the question, whose side are you on? 75% of you all said Tasha K, while 25% of you all said Keke. Keke is sitting up here selling her business to Tasha K and looking worse and worse in my eyesight. Again, I had intentions on covering this story when she first came out with the wedding dress on, but something said, you bet not. She said his mom, before we get into the two women that he cheated on with you after you got married, what did you take? Did you feel like his mom didn't like you? She said the mother said, I never thought I wouldn't like you, Keke. I never would have, but I don't. So apparently she said she liked me before, and it was an incident um at the brother's wedding. His baby mama tried to fight me. Tasha said, wait a minute. So there's a wife and then there's a baby mama? She said, yeah, it's a wife and a baby mama. And I don't know if y'all ever seen them before. You know what, Auntie? Don't go, don't do that. Keke has talked about childhood trauma, and she blames a lot of this on childhood trauma. A lot of this on childhood trauma. She said he was on a BBW app. She said I did all this weight, all this. She said that she thought that he had an issue with weight. She lost weight, and he was out there lusting over women on the BBW app. And she said I did all this work to lose weight, but he loved him some BBWs. So she said she remained calm. She said they was in the middle of the water. It was the last day, and we needed to get to where we was going. And I just didn't want to think about it. I didn't want to be stupid again. But I had been so stupid for so long. So I needed to make a plan. What plan? But she said that I ain't perfect. Every woman goes through this. She talked about blocking the cousins getting blocked, and all this old dumb stuff. Then she says that all women, I tell any lady that once a cheater, always a cheater. And if they get caught, all they're going to do is work on the way to not get caught again. They're not going to stop. Keke sat there and went through this whole interview, backpedaling and pussy popping, until Tasha got tired. When that daggone publicist came out there and started questioning Tasha K, Tasha K said, look, this is what I'm going to tell you, because I ain't going to have y'all out here too much longer. Go and see it. I'll make sure I put the link to the video in the chat. In the description box. Tasha K, like many women, like us, since that's what she likes to use, like us, got tired of the foolishness. When the publicist came out and said that Tasha was being harsh with her and talking, I'm not really listening, not giving her the benefit of the doubt, X, Y, and Z. Tasha said, I sat out here with this girl and she took accountability for nothing. And I was clapping for Tasha K like a seal because that's exactly what she was doing. Everything was someone else's fault. Everything. And as long as you play the victim, you will never be the victor. In life, we all make poor decisions. It could be about your finances. It could be about your job. It could be about your education, your level of education or the lack thereof. It could be about a man. It could even be about a woman. We all make bad decisions and choices in life because such is life. However, once we realize that we've made a mistake, if we don't change, if we don't learn from it, we repeat it. Those who forget the past will soon relive it. And Keke is a perfect example of someone who forgets the past because they don't have the tenacity or the audacity to change, to challenge themselves to change. At the end, she finally took responsibility. And even her publicist changed the way she approached this situation. I ain't got nothing but respect for how Tasha K challenged Keke to finally come out and say, I was wrong. I was wrong. I wanted to be loved and I didn't care. As long as I felt like I was getting love, I wanted to be loved. She challenged her also about her drinking. And in 57 minutes and 57 minutes and 21 seconds, she said, uh, uh, um, hold on. She asked her, so she said, so did you stay with him the whole time? She said, I forgave him. How did you forgive him if you brought that up in your life? This is when she is talking about some cousin in the house and all that old kind of crap. And Tasha challenged her and said, how did you forgive him of something that he did when you brought it up? It obviously still bothers you. She said, I guess it do. But the sober me. Now this girl talked about the medicine she on and she can't drink and she just takes a sip here, she takes a sip there, and now she talking about the sober me. She even admitted in this interview with Tasha K that she was doing shots. She said, I'm seeking help. I thought she was in therapy. So you got to you got to listen to the active voice, the passive voice. What voice is she speaking in? If I'm seeking, that means I have not found. But earlier, she was talking about she's in therapy. She said, that's probably why, like I said, I'm seeking help, someone to talk to, somebody, because maybe it's in the back of my mind, honestly, that was my first time watching that little clip just now. I try not to watch. Yeah, she didn't want to watch any of the stuff that she did in the wedding dress. She said it hits her very hard. Hold on, y'all. I want to get to this part. Let me find this part. And then we're going to close. So Keke says this. She said, I was strong enough to come out of this relationship and it helped me. Help me. A lot of stuff that was on the back of my mind that I thought it was over. I thought I forgave and I thought I was good with it. I realized, okay, I need to do what I have to do. So in the process of me taking care of what I got to take care of, I'm going to continue to come up and be strong and be me. And I'm unapologetically about it. I'm not going to be defined because I went viral because of drinking. That's not who I am defined to be. I'm here and I'm loud with it. And this is who I am. And this is what I've been through. So I don't see anything wrong with talking to people. I'll tell the next person to do the same thing. Actually, don't drink. Because Tasha kept saying, you're known as the woman who was drunk in a wedding dress. Tasha said, I appreciate you being vulnerable and coming on the platform and explaining your story. And she told her this: I personally feel like it's very dangerous to monetize victimhood in the middle of healing. And I want to say that again. I think it's very dangerous to monetize being a victim when you haven't been healed. Let's not monetize being that. Let's not do that. So Keke is like, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm just telling my story. That's all this is. I'm going to tell my story. Tasha said, so do you get paid to go live? You get paid on these platforms, right? They got angry because Tasha called a thing a thing. You getting paid to do this. You got 1 million subscribers on TikTok. She's on every social media platform known to God. YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, everything. It's a money grab, in my opinion. Yeah, you wanted to tell your story. What you say, she ain't sober? I don't really watch her. She ended up talking about it in the end. Hold on, let me get back to this. She said, I'm not going to be defined for crashing out over a dress. I'm not going to do that. Tasha said, Keke, it was more than a breakup. She said, I'm fine now. I'm just going to write a book. After I done crashed out, been out there in the wedding dress, telling Tasha she ain't trying to monetize. She says, I'm writing a book. I got a publicist. I'm about to get that coin. She says, I'm fine. I'm just going to write a book. Tasha said, do you know how bad you look? She said, I'm getting better. I'm moving forward. You know how many people went through something like that? Again, that's her hook, line, and sinker. You know how many women went through that? You know how many women like that? And nobody's perfect. It's a lot of women that. It's a lot, but it's a lot of women again who don't. But she never references those women who take pride in themselves and don't allow themselves to be caught in a relationship, a loveless relationship like this. She never references those people. She never gives credit to those women who walk away and say, enough is enough. I love myself more than I love him. A lot of women went through this. A lot of people went through this. All women go through this. I was sitting in that car screaming. Do you know how many people go through something like this, went through the things and they didn't make it? I'm moving forward. I'm being positive. I actually left the man. I'm actually in the doctor's office getting help. I'm actually being positive about it. And I want to say this in defense of your husband is what Tasha K said. Both of y'all are acting crazy. Tasha told her every single red flag you were given, you ignored it. You made yourself the victim and the nurturer of the person who was hurting you, and nurtured and coddled him all along until you got tired. And you wouldn't even say you got tired of being coddled when he didn't want you or want your coddling anymore. That's when you decided to wake up. When he didn't want you to coddle him no more. This man sits out on TikTok with other women and talks poorly about her. She said you did not want to see him being bad to you. You didn't want to see it. His mama tried to tell you. His family tried to tell you. They tried to interrupt. That you broke up, that he broke up with you and went in and got with another woman. Then you found out he was married. He didn't even disclose that. So imagine what he's going to do when he's married to you. And you chose to marry him based on what? Love? Keke? She said, you can't love nobody because you don't truly love yourself. I said, Tasha, Tasha, you preaching now. We going to church now. All we need is a couple of hymns. That's all we need. Tasha told her, I don't think that there was anything that you didn't allow him to do to you over and over again. She said, so when you write your book and you monetize it and tell your story, tell it from both sides. She said, because I couldn't even believe still to this day that you would allow somebody to play with you like that over and over and over again, which means it tells me that you like to be the victim. And all of a sudden, Keke got disconnected. And of course, now the publicist is on him. And the publicist tried to go in on Tasha K and tell Tasha K that she was wrong in the interview. And at the end of the day, Tasha backed all of them up. She came out with the facts. And guess what she ended up having to do? Backpedal and take accountability. And when she did finally take accountability, indicating that she stayed in the relationship because she wanted to be loved. She said that he was good to her kids. She said that the baby daddy of her kids, or either one daughter, seemed like she was specifically talking about one daughter. She said that that daughter thinks that her father, Kiki's father, is her father, and that this man was good to her kids. And she started crying. She tried to challenge Tasha K. The publicist tried to challenge Tasha K about her videos, and Tasha K told her everything I do on my channel is intentional. She says so much so that when she's angry, she doesn't go live. And there are nights when I don't either. Keke said that she did not come out there for the monetization, then eventually had to backpedal at around 1 hour and 17 seconds, 17 minutes. She had to come out and backpedal off of that. And so Tarsha said, oh, so you did intentionally make that video to monetize. The publicist talked about branding her and how she branded herself, which further let you know that this was intentional. In a video on TikTok, the husband said that all of this was intentional, including his role in acting it out. We are now at 67 votes. There are 896 of you all in the room. You all are voting and have voted in the poll that you believe that you're on Tasha K's side at 81%, while 19% of you all are on Keke's side. Let me tell you whose side I'm on. I'm on the side of the truth. And the truth is that all women, all of us do not allow this kind of disrespect in our lives from not only a man, but anybody else. All of us don't play the victim. Many of us are the victors. I believe the truth that many of us who have seen red flags recognize them and walk away. Hurt, brokenhearted, whatever, disappointed, gotta call our girlfriend, go somewhere with a fireplace and some drinks in a lodge somewhere and sit and boo-hoo and cry and get up the next day and keep it pushing. I believe the truth that many of us have issues in our lives and we want to be with someone that we know is not good for us. But because of our self-love, our tenacity to endure through hardships, we weep and keep pushing. I believe there are many of us who would have loved to have been married, but decided I'd rather be alone and happy than to be with a mother that don't love me and is going to cause me to not love myself. You get with the wrong person in life, you won't even love yourself anymore. You'll put yourself on the back burner. You'll put yourself last and put them first. You will get no reward for anything that you do in that while you in that relationship. You'll be miserable for the rest of your motherfucking life. I think about some of the men that I have been with in my life. I've been proposed to 3 times. And I said no, because I chose me. I've walked away from relationships without even batting an eye. Without even batting an eye. Didn't even think about it. Just knew it wasn't for me. Got in a relationship. DV going on. One time, and that was enough. We rumbled. We did what we had to do. And as I've told you all before, the next time I saw him, he was in shackles in an orange jumpsuit. There are women all over this world, and I hope y'all give y'all testimonies, who have learned and who will not tolerate the bull from anybody, especially when you have kids. Kids sometimes make you change. If you had been, one of those type of people, I have some friends who were those type of, I love my man, until it came, they had to make a decision between the mental, emotional, and spiritual health of their kids and their man. And they chose the kids. Keke decided to take her kids and give them to somebody else. That's instability in those little girls' life. She talks about how when she was young, she left her mother's house and went and stayed at her cousin's house, and stuff went on downtown here. And so I don't know whether or not she has an emotional bond to her kids. Sometimes when we deal with unresolved trauma and issues, we pass it on from generation to generation to generation. My focus isn't on Keke. My focus is on praying for those kids that they don't become their mother. Maybe there's some good things about her, some good traits about her that they can glean on to. Let them glean on to that. But I pray that they're protected, that their hearts are protected, and that they grow up healthy and in a healthy environment. If this man wasn't good to Keke, certainly he could not have been good to her kids. Because a man that loves a woman will love her children. And so now we're going to watch this play out. Because Keke got her little followers, and that's fine. That's all. Girl, that's fine. But lead them to the truth. And be truthful about yourself. Because you got to be truthful about yourself first. Eventually, viral moments end. Keke, if you ever watch this video, viral moments end. It's going to be your character that's going to sustain your growth or sustain you where you are and keep people watching. If your character doesn't match up and you continue to have these inconsistent stories, you're going to be found out. And then what? Just get it together. Take this time where you don't have your kids and get yourself in therapy, get help, take care of your health, continue to work out and do those kind of things. Because eventually the truth is going to find you. It is. Now, I ain't saying she a liar. I'm saying her stuff is inconsistent. Women, beware of somebody that always says all women. Because all women don't go through DV. All women don't pick men that are not good for them or anybody else. Just be careful. This is a cautionary tale, y'all, of what your life can be like if you just don't follow your instincts. I don't think this interview gave anybody closure, but I do believe that it gave us all contacts. We don't have to agree with Keke to recognize that viral moments don't show the full picture of somebody's life. Here's the real question. Does telling your story help you to heal, or does the internet decide who you are forever? So I want you all to think and tell me what you think respectfully. Did this interview change your perspective about Keke, or did it confirm what you already believe? Let's talk about it, y'all. But I want y'all to keep it fair. And like I said, keep it respectful. Kudos to Tasha K for bringing some insight on this situation, whether you like her or you don't like her. It like at this point, that don't even matter. But kudos to her for bringing some kind of insight on the life of Keke and what is going on. Again, as I said, the truth will prevail. It's going to be what it is. Let me close this poll up. Let's go back to the poll. Let me see if I can find it. I'm going to put it down in the chat. Whose side are you on? Tasha K came in at 81%, while Keke came in at 19%. The poll was completed with 67 votes, and I appreciate every one of them. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you. And until we meet again, y'all be safe out there in those streets and in the water. And let's keep the conversation going on in the chat. I love y'all.